Okay. Happy New Year to you all. It's exciting meeting you all again in the year 2025. I want to welcome you. This is James Oluwole, and I'm glad having you all joining our leadership section today. It's exciting to see us all, and we're grateful to God Almighty for His grace and faithfulness upon our lives and making us to cross over from 2024 to 2025. And I believe 2025 has been an exciting year, even in the midst of its challenges. And I also believe that the year 2025 has a lot of prospects and the best for every one of us. It's a pleasure having everyone joining, and I want to appreciate you all for your time. And we will be going almost immediately into our section. But as usual, just for those that are joining us for the first time, this is a leadership platform that we create. And the purpose of this leadership platform and the mission and our vision is to raise people to become to become leaders and for them to impact their world positively. And we've been able to put some structures into our engagement. And for those that have been part of us, particularly on the WhatsApp group, you would have seen the vision, the mission statement, and also the objectives. And the whole essence of this leadership program is to continue to bring like minds individuals together towards empowering ourselves and for us to take over in the field of our endeavors. I mean, we want to develop our capacity and to also harness our potentials and to becoming the best in everything we do and to continue to grow and challenge ourselves towards success and significance. And we walk through different subjects. And in the course of the year, I can assure you that it's going to be interesting, it's going to be engaging, it's going to be challenging, but on the positive side, we're going to push ourselves hard. We're going to work towards achieving our goals. And I can tell you that as we continue on this platform, the impact will be felt. For today, we're looking at the topic maximizing the best of the year 2025. And prior to this, many of us, just by way of introduction, as I move into this subject, first, let me welcome you to 2025, a year full of challenges, opportunities, and strategic shifts across various sectors and systems. The approach adopted prior to the year 2025 and in the beginning of the year, in terms of our strategic planning, as I did mention, will be very critical in determining how successful the year 2025 would be for every one of us. And just to clarify that for those joining on Zoom, you have access to my presentation. But for those on WhatsApp, unfortunately, you can access that. That's the benefit of being on the Zoom call. And this was the reason in 2024, based on our introduction in December, I did a section on planning for your financial goal in 2025. And if anyone on this platform or joining us just today for the first time have not had access to the recording, please reach out to your contact or reach out to me. I'm going to share that with you. In the soonest of time also, we have created our YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, my Facebook channel, my Instagram channel has been officially created. We're just working on finalizing that, and we intend to upload all of the recordings, including the past recordings for the last 2 years, so that you can always go to the YouTube channel to access them. So you don't need to be on James Oluwole's WhatsApp platform to only access it. It's now going to be available for the public. And in December, we went through our financial goals. And on that topic, we looked at assuming that you have 100,000 cash in your hand or in your bank account, how would you be able to utilize it? We went through that section, and I believe it was an eye opener and very helpful for many in planning their financial goals in 2025. And many people might be wondering, why am I talking about your financial goals at the end of December 2024? And also in December, you would all remember, particularly for those on the platform, that I did recommend for everyone to study the book, The 50 Common Money Mistake by Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. Because every major decision and planning one will make in 2025 will require finance to some extent to achieve it. For instance, to live a healthy life, you need to eat healthy food. You need to have good fitness and do periodic medical checkup. And this required finance. To advance in your career and in business growth, you also need to take courses and programs to build your skills and probably attend workshops, conferences, certification programs, and seminars. And all of this requires finance. So everything we do in our lives, in one way or the other, you need some resources, and finance is critical. And it was on those bases I took time in December to go through why we must have a clear financial goal for 2025. And now we're looking at maximizing the best of 2025. And I'm just kind of retrospecting on what we discussed in December because it's kind of related. To have an enjoyable and a peaceful home, you also need to provide for your spouse, your children, and even your extended families and friends. And this also requires finance. To invest and grow your wealth, it also requires finance. Furthermore, I would also like to remind every one of us, particularly on this platform, of our 5 years plan and the goals that we have all set, particularly as we are now in our second year of our 5 year plan. So for many that have been part of us over the last 2 years, we started our 5 year plan last year, 2024, January, and we are just entering the year 2 of it. And this is very important because it's going to enable us to stay focused and committed into our plan for the next 5 years. And for those that have just joined us recently, my recommendation for you is that if you do not have a long-term plan for at least 5 years, please start now. I'm going to encourage everyone, have a 5 year plan. And over time, you're going to understand why I have encouraged that. And I also said that it is never too late. It's never too late to start. And I have shared my audio on 5 year plan part 1 and part 2. And I shared that on the 1st of January 2025. And I would also going to advise again that if you are yet to put together your 5 year plan, please learn from my audios on the 5 year plan, part 1 and part 2 that I did. For those joining us for the first time, please reach out to your contact, reach out to me. I am happy to share them with you. These are easy audio assets. You can listen to them at your convenience. It is very critical. Before we go into maximizing the best of year 2025, I would like to speak briefly on the importance of goal setting after I read 2 books. Just this 1st of January, I read 2 books, and the first book I read was Your Goal Guide by Deborah Eckerlin. And the second book I read was How to Get Everything You Want. Goals. How to Get Everything You Want faster than you ever thought possible. And that book was written by Brian Tracy. And from these 2 books, there is a lot of things that also was much of an eye-opener and also a confirmation of some of the beliefs and my stand on the value of goal setting and having a long-term plan. And some of the things I put together here for just your attention are: 1, what do you want in life? Every one of us on this platform listening to me, and for those that will be listening later, there is something we all want in life. There is something we desire. Everyone, as young, as little as a child could be, if you ask the child, what do you want? The child knows what he or she wants at a particular time, at a particular moment. The child could tell you, I want food, I want something, but everyone knows what he or she wants. So my question to you all is, do you know what you want in life? And if you know what you want, what you want must come from you. It cannot come from your parents. It cannot come from your uncle. It cannot come from me. It cannot come from anyone else. You are the one that wants something in life, and you are the one to make the decision. Again, I put here, I said, what do you desire to achieve by the end of 2025? Because if there is no desire, then please, this section or this group is not meant for you. There has to be a desire. So what are your desires that you want to achieve before the end of 2025? Can you also imagine how your biography will look like in the next 5 years? Have any one of us here picture your biography? And when we talk about your biography talks about your personality. For those again on the WhatsApp platform, you would have seen my biography. I share that intentionally so that you can understand what my current biography is. And as soon as of time, you're going to be seeing my 5 year biography. Now, the next 5 year of my biography would be at things I want to become in the next 5 years. Because sometimes if you put that, it helps you to picture and helps you to work towards it. So have you pictured yourself the next 5 years? Have you pictured the certifications you're going to be having? Have you pictured the country you're going to be? Have you pictured the kind of job you will be? Have you pictured the kind of amount you will be earning? Your net worth? Have you already have those in your mind? If you have not, please, this is the time you need to start, and that is why you have to put those plans in place. Imagine everything is possible. What would that your future look like in the next 5 years? And this is a question to you, to everyone here. Just imagine that everything is possible. There is no crisis. Everything is fine. You have the resources you needed. How would your next 5 years look like? So if you can imagine it, now the question is that what would you do between now and the next 5 years to achieve those things that you desire? As much as these are questions, it's also going to help you to think deep on how you can address and respond to them. And just as there is this book again I read, I came across this quote, which I'm about sharing. And I came about that in the same, um, I think it's a book from Brian Tracy, Goals. It says in his book, what they don't teach you in Harvard Business School. That is the name of the book. And it was written by Mark McCorkman. What they don't teach you in Harvard Business School. Now, Mark talks about a study that was conducted. It talks about a study conducted on students in the 1979 Harvard MBA program. And in that year, the students were asked, have you set a clear written goals for your future and made plans to accomplish them? Now, this was a question put together and being asked to an MBA student in master's program, that anyone would have assumed that, oh, these people would have clear goals, clear plans, but the reality of that question proved the otherwise. It was known that only 3% of the graduate students had written their goals and plans. From the numbers of students that were graduating on an MBA program in Harvard Business School, this is one of the best institutions in the whole world. So anyone in Harvard, one would have thought they are in their, they understand all of this, but only 3% had their goals and plans. 13% had their goals, but they were not written. And a whopping 84% had no specific goals at all. You see, sometimes when we tell people goals, people always tell you, oh, my goals are, it's on my head. I know everything I want. And the reality is that even the most educated fall into this category. Not everyone write goals. Not everyone understand their next trajectory or their next plan in the next years. People are just so reluctant. People, they even have on, kind of a blind faith. They tell you, oh, God will do it. Oh, I am sure I'm going to get here. How are you going to get there? Then they start murmuring. How are you going to get there? The answer is not there. But they will tell you, I'm going to get there. Now, these students that those questions were asked, if they had goals, 10 years later, the members of the class were interviewed again. 10 years after their graduation, they were interviewed again. And the findings were somewhat predictable, were nonetheless astonishing. Even though it was predictable, but they were nonetheless astonishing. And what was the response? After 10 years of the research, the 13% group, and these are the 13% group that had goals, but their goals were not written down. Now, that group they had goals, but their goals were not written down. They were earning averagely twice as much as the 84% group that had no goals at all after 10 years. Those that have goals, that their goals were not written down. This is fact, it's not theory. Research was conducted on an MBA student in Harvard, and after 10 years, the same student, they were interviewed again, and the result shows that the 13% group were earning twice as much as those that are under the 84% group that had no goals. Now, the shocking part is that for the 3% group that had clear and written goals, those group were earning an averagely 10 times as much as the other 95 group put together. For a group of 3% that had their goals written, that had it clearly planned, they were earning over 10%. Now, many people could say, oh, we've seen many people that have written goals, but what had come out from it? At least write your goal. At least put it down, understand it, and put it down. That's the first encouragement we want to give to everyone here. Now, as much as this is interesting, I also want to share here that surprisingly, there are many people on this leadership page that have been following me for the past 2 years. And as I speak to you now, many of them still don't have goals. Many have failed to clearly write their goals. They are here. Many are even on this platform as I speak now. They still don't have goals. Even after 2 years of my relationship with them, many are not serious at all, and they are never ready to produce a result. That's the reality. Now, as much as we're talking about these things, and sometimes, we share some of these, and people feel that we overemphasize. But the reality is that we've been so much with people, and we've seen weaknesses, people that you can see vividly that this one needs help. And the same person, with every effort you're giving, the person is not showing any element of seriousness. So my encouragement again is that in the next 5 years, we don't want you to be in a class of the 84%, where even though today we are at the same level, in the next 5 years, when a retrospect of our income is being assessed, a retrospect of our performance and growth within our career and in every area is being assessed, we shouldn't be found wanting. And that is why I'm encouraging everyone. Please put your goals down. That's the first thing I'm going to encourage. Now, how do you maximize the best moment of 2025, which is the subject we're considering today? And for you to maximize the best of 2025, I had to put together about 8 to 9 points. I doubt if we can complete that today, so we're going to have part 1 and part 2 of this, and I can assure you it's going to be interesting. And the first point of what you must do to maximize the best of 2025 are: 1, clearly outline your goals and plans from January to December, with clarity on why you want to achieve it. As much as I am encouraging you to write your goals and plan, if you cannot outline it clearly, if you cannot put clarity as to why you want to achieve it, there might be a challenge. So to maximize the best of 2025, please, even if it's, and your goals doesn't need to be 20 items. If it's 2 things you set to achieve, it's not by the number. Don't be deceived by numbers. If it is 2 things you want to achieve 2025, just put it down clearly and go for it. Between January and December, have a clear plan. And I said, if your why and your how is not clear and precise, then please go back to your drawing board, because your why is that why do you want to achieve the goal? And if you understand the reason why you want to achieve the goal, then the next question you should be able to answer is, how would you achieve it? So if you cannot answer your why and you cannot answer your how, then you're just going to be deceiving yourself. And I don't want you to deceive yourself. So you have to be, as much as we want you to be ambitious and to know what you want within a precise timeline, we also don't want you to be overambitious and greedy. So you must have clarity in terms of your why and your how. Why do you want to achieve your goal? How do you want to go about it? For instance, if one of your goals this year is to expand your business and increase your profit. Now, I'm giving an example so that you can understand how your why and your how works. Now, if your goal this year is to expand the business and increase your profit, you must be specific on how the business expansion will be achieved. So don't just write, I want to expand my business. How will the business expand? How will the profit be arrived? There has to be the how. It has to be clearly outlined. And I put an example here. I said, is it by targeting new customers? So are you going to be looking out for new customers that will now be part of your clientele? And through them, you can expand your business or increase your profit? Are you going to be expanding into a new market? Or are you going to be expanding into a new location? Because you might have a product, and what that product could just be in a particular location. And now you may want to expand that same product to another location. You might also want to take advantage of different markets. In terms of expanding your business, are you thinking of adding a new product into your market? So, for instance, you already have a product, but you want to bring in another product. So your goal must be clearly outlined. Your goal must be clear, no confusion. And these are examples I've just given here to guide you. Now, I've also said that then if you said you want to achieve profit, you can't just be ambiguous to say, I just want to achieve profit. Your profit percentage must be clear. There has to be clarity. At what percentage of your profit do you want to achieve? Are you setting a benchmark between your 2024 profit margin as against your 2025? And how would you go about achieving the profit? Are you going to be achieving your profit by reducing your operational expenses or maintaining the same revenue for 2024? Or are you going to be achieving your profit by increasing revenue by X percentage and keeping your operating costs at constant? So what I'm advising here is that whatever you're going to put as your goal for 2025 to maximize the best of it, it must be clear. If it is not clear, it's not going to be helpful. So your goals must be clear. The same also applies for any person in career. Anyone in career, or someone looking for job opportunities, or someone looking for job opportunities, you must be clear on what you want, how you will achieve it. For instance, if you want your salary or your income in 2025 to increase by 10% or more, what will you do to accomplish it? So don't just say, I want my salary to be increased. What are you going to do? What are the strategies you're going to put in place? What will you do for that organization? Because you are not the owner of the organization. So what are you doing currently? Or what are you planning to do that will make your income level to increase? So there has to be the strategy, and it has to be clear. Number two, in terms of the best way to maximize the best of 2025, how to maximize the best of 2025, the number two is, as much as you must outline your goals, as much as your goals must be clear, the number two says you must start early to put processes in place and actionable steps to achieve your clearly outlined goals. So for you to maximize the best of 2025, please understand and hear me. You must start early. If you are not starting early and you are procrastinating, we are just in January 5th, there is still time. Man, you may be wasting time. For instance, if you have made plans to do some savings and investment worth $10,000 this year, or you are planning an investment of $50,000 this year, then you need to start early to work for the income. You need to start early by reducing your spending. You need to start early by increasing your savings. And in all of this, it is critical for you to understand that now is the time for you to put every strategy in place. Now is the time you need to put every processes in place. The action must be done now. And in the book, Your Goal, Brian Tracy talked and spoke about three things, and I just want to share that quickly here. He talked about that for you to achieve your goal, you must have three C's. And the three C's are: one, commitment; two, completion and closure. Now, no matter how clearly your goals are, if you are not committed to your goal, then you may have challenge of accomplishing them on a timely basis. The commitment must be there, and the commitment must start now. The commitment, everything you need to do, please start now, 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 now. If you have not put strategies in place after this meeting tonight, please go start it. Don't let if you need to close a business relationship, if you need to open up a business relationship, if you need to engage someone, don't say, oh, I will do it. Start now. Start building the contacts. Start building the platform. Start building the network. Start building whatever you need to do. The commitment must be now. And as much as the commitment is critical towards taking actions to your goals and starting early, you must avoid the temptation of not completing what you started. And this is where the completion aspect is critical. And this is where many of us will fall short of. Many people, we are good at starting something. Somebody will tell you, oh, this year I'm going to read 10 books. And every day, every time with they pick book, they read small, they drop it, they pick another one. And I've met a lot of people, even during one of my coaching sessions, I've met someone who told me he had read many books in 2024, but no one of these books had he completed. So that's the challenge of completion, a temptation of starting something and not completing. And this is a syndrome that we have, particularly for us from the African region. We get distracted, we get overwhelmed, we do not plan ourselves, we want to do too much of a thing at the same time, and we lose focus, and we begin to have pressure. So please, one of the things you must work towards this season is working towards avoiding the temptation of not completing a task that you start. Every goal that you've put in place, as much as it's important to start early and put in process, you must work towards completing it. And I put together here, some few examples. I say, if it is a course you want to enroll, please register for it now. Ask all the questions I get and get all the answers. Don't wait. You want to do a certification program, you want to do a master program, whether in Europe, America, or in Africa, or in any institution, go start getting the questions. Go start asking the questions. What are the modalities? What are the registration protocols? When would the forms be out? What are the processes of gaining admission? Are there scholarship? You need to start that process now. If your plan is to increase your income or savings in the next 6 months, start doing the things you need to do now to achieve that. For instance, for me, I have a conference in March 2025. And the ticket of my conference in March 2025, I had bought it as of November 2024. My ticket for a conference, I will be in Florida in March 2025. The ticket had been bought. So that is what we're talking about. I have planned to read 60 books in the year 2025. And so that I can achieve that, and that was a challenge I got from my friend Damba, and I understood what he did. And so I took the bold step. And what have I done? For me to read 60 books in 2025, even in the midst of my busy schedules, still being a student of the Maxwell Leadership with a lot of coaching and training section, still being an employee of an organization, still managing the leadership program that we're having now, and having my family and having other things I do to read 60 books in 2025, there has to be a strategy. And what strategy have I done? I have gone and registered an app, and I paid some dollars for a 1-year license. In early December, I did that. And as I speak to you now, I've read over 5 books between January and now. Between December, the few days in December and now, I've read over 5 books. Because this is an intention. So putting the plans in place are critical. For instance, I am part of the strategies I've also put together for me in starting early is my ACCA program. I'm a certified member of ACCA, qualified member, and part of my ACCA, I'm required to do my continuous professional development as a chartered accountant. And for my 2025 career pathway professional course, I have paid for it. I paid that in December. Now, I am sharing clear examples of what we mean by start early, of what I have done. So I'm not just coming here to share theory. I am coming here to tell you practical things of how you can start early and take and put systems and processes in place to achieve them. I have also put together all the topics we will be covering during our leadership program for the year 2025. And I am now developing materials for each of the topics. And as you all know, we meet once every 2 weeks. Every topic we will be covering, and we have more than 12 to 15 topics. If I'm not mistaken, more than 15 topics that we will be covering this year. Those topics are clear. Now, what I'm doing is I'm putting materials in place. Now, all of these are just a way of encouraging every one of us the need for you to start early. Now, let me also bring to your attention that one major challenges that we would all face in 2025 is we are going to face the challenge of inflation. We are going to face the challenge of high cost of living. We are going to face the challenge of political and economic crisis, just like we are having in Mozambique. I myself and my family for the last 2 weeks now, we've been in Eswatini, Swaziland, as a result of political challenges that is currently going on in Mozambique. So there are going to be challenges. But in all of this, you must be very strategic to edge in the midst of your tough time. This is not the period you should now start giving excuse that, oh, it is because I am not in where I should be. That is why I have not started. No, it is no excuse. Just as I would have also given every excuse that I'm not in Mozambique at this moment. I'm not in the comfort of my home where I would have put every structure in place to start. But even in the midst of the unplanned situation of being in Swaziland, I still take advantage to put things in place. So in the midst of challenges, in the midst of high cost of living, in the midst of whatever it could be, please, you must be strategic to start early. And that is the secret. The secret is you have to start early. So stop saying, oh, we just entered the new year. Oh, let me just finish all of my program. Let me relax. In fact, some people will tell you that they are still on vacation. When people have already put plans for the full year in place, many people will tell you they are still in holiday. They've not started anything. And I have seen many people waste time and do nothing in the month of January. Many highly successful people I have met, and many that I also read about, their success secret, their schedules are fully booked for the next 2 years. There are some of my mentors that I follow, and there are many successful people I know. You cannot have them 2025. All of their schedules have been fully booked. 2026, in fact, I was making effort to have a meeting with one of my mentors just on before the end of the year. It was difficult before he could spare me 30 minutes of his time. And I was lucky that we spent up to an hour. That tells you the plan, and this is why successful people continue to remain successful, because you understand the value of planning and starting early. It's very critical. They don't joke about it. They have known the number of conferences they will be attending. They have known the number of events. They've known the number of business deals they are going to be closing. They know every place they will be part-time. Now, if I ask every one of you, in August, what are your plans? What are you going to be doing in August? What are you planning to do in March? What are you planning to do in October? Is it clear to you? If it's not, please go put it down now. And these are the secret of highly successful people. That's the secret. And I am also doing the same because I'm learning. And my plan for 2025 have been clearly set. I have program for September. I have program for June. Every activity where I would be is clear. Very clear. And I'm encouraging everyone to take that opportunity. So the first, as we said, in terms of our point, was that your goals must be clear. You must clearly outline your goals between January and December. What do you want to achieve to maximize the best moment for 2025? And two, you must start early. Number three, and I'm going to spend time here. Please, for you to maximize the best moment of 2025, please hear this. You must build strategic partnership. You must build strategic relationships. You must build strategic networks. I take that again. You must build strategic partnerships. You must build strategic relationships. And you must build strategic network. Please understand that going alone syndrome will never help you in 2025. Oh, I want to do it my own way. I want to do it just by me and me alone. I'm telling you the truth. If you want to do things by yourself, you are going to fall into a big shipwreck. You will suffer shipwreck. You will suffer challenges and setbacks. As much intelligent as you think you are, as much resourcefulness as you think you are, please, one of the things that would help you to maximize the best of 2025 is build strategic partnerships, build relationships and network. And I put here the challenges of doing things alone with no relationship and partnership building. Because it's important to bring some of these challenges. What are the challenges when you want to do things alone? Number one, what could have taken you probably 6 months to achieve using partnership and relationship building and network could, what could have taken you probably 6 months to achieve using partnership and relationship building and network, that could have taken you 2 years or more if you go alone. And that's the real truth. If you go, some of the things you would achieve as a result of finding the right network, it may take you 2 years to accomplish it, but I can tell you within 6 months you can accomplish it if you have the right network. But you must find it. So in your goals, you need to understand, who do I need to relate with? What do I need to do to get there? How do I need to proceed about this? Who can I partner with? What do I need to do? And by you doing that, you would avoid losing the value of your time, resources, and energy. So what would have taken you 2 years could just take you 6 months as a result of valuable relationship. But you have to find it. Nobody is going to find it for you. There are some knowledge. I have met people and I'm still meeting people. Look, please, when we are saying some of these things, believe us. Just believe. I have met people, older people. I was listening to the School of Money program on Friday, which was also part of the conference I intended to attend, and I watched that on Zoom live on YouTube last Friday. And there was a story that was shared, and it was a scenario question, and a team were selected to discuss it, and many people, older people at the age of 63, 50, were sharing that the same scenario question of how this career person had all the opportunities and didn't build the right platform and resources. And at this old age now, he had nothing. Many of them are in that situation. In fact, a man was sharing how he had made mistakes, So, I mean, as much as it is, so the challenge of not working along with people, please, let's avoid it. The second challenge is the challenge of insecurity and risks. The challenge of insecurity and risk averse. Many people, they are risk averse. Many people, they are insecure. And if you want to keep relationship, please, there are times that you don't need to be so much insecure. There are times that you don't need to be too much risk averse. Please. And that is one challenge I've seen with many people. They are so risk averse. And as a result, they have lost money. They have lost opportunities. They have lost valuable relations. Can I be honest with you? People that are so risk averse, people that are so insecure, they are the ones that fall victims of fraud. And I've seen that a lot. Now, am I saying you shouldn't be more calculated in your risks? We're going to come to that. But I've seen that many people that lack trust, they are so insecure, they majorly fall victims. So please, this year, build relationship. Look for right platforms and build right relationship. Be able to minimize your risk averseness, because sometimes, because you are avoiding risks or you are risk averse, it makes you lose relationship that you should have kept. Relationship that you should have, you lost it as a result of just wanting to do things alone. The number 3 challenges is lack of trust and courage. And these challenges make many people to lose valuable relationships and may hinder them from maximizing the best of 2025. And here I said, many people, they go alone in everything because they don't trust anybody. And they lack the courage to start a new relationship in a new environment. Currently, we are currently in Eswatini, and just barely 2 weeks we're in this country. Barely 2 weeks, and we have built valuable relationship with people as if we've been here for 1 year. And I'm just trying to encourage us that the value for courage is critical. And let me just share that. Do you even know that there are many married couples that don't do things together because they don't trust each other? How do you want to maximize the best of 2025? How would you maximize the best of 2025 when you don't even trust your spouse? When you don't trust your wife, you don't trust your husband, because you need to understand that the partnership we're talking here is not you working with somebody that in an island that you don't know. It's not you being in Ghana and you are building relationship with somebody in China. Who is in Ghana that is doing what you're doing that you need to start doing? Who is in Mozambique that is doing what you're doing that you need to start doing? Who is in Nigeria? Who is in Eswatini? Who is in Europe? So you need to start with the closest people that you have, the networks that are close to you. And no one is much closer than even your spouse. There are people that still hide things from their relationships. And this may have an impact. Now, there might be justified reasons, but what I'm trying to encourage is that the partnership you build will be critical in maximizing the best of 2025. There are also people that there is no commitment to one another. Many also have the fear and could never trust one another, anybody to handle their business or someone in the office to do their job. Many of the career professionals that should have gone and taken higher position because they don't want to lose the current position they are. Even when they are on leave, they are still coming to the office to work. It tells you how insecure people are. And you want to grow, you cannot even build relationship with your team. You cannot trust your responsibility to your team for them to take up your responsibility, and you want to move to the next job. Nobody is going to take you serious. So if you want to maximize the best of 2025, please trust people, build courage. And the last point here, one of the challenges that affect people from not maximizing the best of relationship is that many are not ready to pay the price for relationship. Now, as I said, I'm dwelling here because, look, the relationship you have today will be critical in how you achieve success in 2025. I'm being honest to you. Now, relationship will be different with your relationship with God, your relationship with people, but your relationship is critical. And there are relationships that must cost you. Some relationship will cost you your time. You must understand that. Some relationship may cost you money, and some relationship may cost you your resources. If you are not ready to pay for it, please forget about growing up and becoming a person of significance. You want to be a person of significance, you must pay the price to end relationships. Some of the cost for relationship is integrity. So when we talk about the cost for it, it's not just money. Your integrity is just what may require you to keep some relationship. Many have lost critical relationships with people that would have changed their life because they lack integrity. You want to maximize the best of 2025, please. Integrity is critical. So that might be something you must hold on to. Another relationship cost that you must manage is honesty, discipline, empathy, hard work. Many people are lazy. Why would you not be the one they will target at the workplace? Every environment that you find yourself, if things are going bad, check yourself, and particularly if every complaint is on you, check, what are you doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? There is something that you just need to improve to help you build that relationship. Many lack the relationship of trust. So please pay the price to keep valuable relationships. There are some relationships that you need to pay money for to have it. Because there are levels that you will need to get to. It will cost you money. And when we talk about money, you are not paying bribe to anyone. There are courses and programs to make you move to your next level that it will cost you thousands of dollars. It will cost you thousands of rand. It will cost you thousands of Meticash. You must pay for it. There are relationships that you have to build. As much as I love John Maxwell, as much as I read the books of John Maxwell, there would never be a situation where I would have an opportunity to have a physical meeting with John C. Maxwell, but it has to cost me. So for me to become a member of John Maxwell, and by the grace of God in February, I would be taking picture with John Maxwell, it costs me money. Now, I'm just trying for you guys to understand that relationship, sometimes you must pay the price. I've seen people that they have big goals, they have big ambitions, but they are not ready to pay the price. If you are not ready to pay the price in 2025, man, you are not ready to grow and you are not ready to maximize the best of 2025. So please pay the price for relationship. Number 4, and we'll be ending on this today. One of the to maximize the best of 2025, you must develop yourself in the areas of your goals. If you're not ready to develop yourself in the areas of your goal, then you are not ready to maximize the best of 2025. You must learn, you must unlearn, and you must relearn. There are things you must learn. There are things you have learned, you know before, that you have to go back and learn again. There are things you must relearn. For instance, the course I'm taking this year is update on IFRS as a IFRS financial reporting. That's the course I'll be doing. And this is a course, IFRS, I have done it severally. But I want to remain constant in my field as a financial accountant and as a financial guru in that field, and I have to relearn. So I'm now going back to read IFRS and paying dollars for it, paying pounds for it. Why? Because what you knew 5 years ago is different today. The world is changing quickly. The world is changing. The speed of change, the speed of new inventions, new things is within an average of 3 months to 6 months. So what you think you know 1 year ago, I'm telling you, there is new invention already. So if you want to maximize the best of 2025, please, you must learn, you must unlearn, you must relearn. And one way to achieve your goal is by learning by observation and copying what successful people do. Can I tell you one secret, please? One of the key ways you will learn, please develop this character of learning by observing. If you can learn by observing, I'm telling you, you can steal the concept of people and replicate it. And when I mean steal, I'm not saying stealing it in the wrong way, and add more value to it. Because, man, for instance, there are books that have been written on becoming a successful entrepreneur. That is now, and those books, the authors have shared everything about them that made them successful. Now, you have to copy what they have done. How did they do it? What is the story behind it? How did they go about achieving this? So if your ability not to copy well or to observe, you may lose it. I have seen many people in the work environment, you want to grow and take over the position of your boss, but they are not ready to observe. What is this person doing? What are the jobs that these individuals are doing? What are their responsibilities? How are these individuals articulating their meetings? How are they sending as simple as email? I told him, I've shared it previously that I learned how to write good emails by taking time to read emails from my bosses. When I see high-level emails from managers, as much as as young as when I was an intern, I will read the email and I will say, okay, this is how this person wrote it. They put paragraph here, they put hyphen here, the structure of the email. And that was how I learned email writing. Now, I'm just telling you that there are many things in your organization you can learn. There are many things within your environment you can learn that would help you. So when we talk about developing yourself, sometimes it's not something that it might not be just you paying for it. Learn by observing. Many people you would have advanced well in your business, but you are so carried away that you don't even observe your subordinate cheating on you, stealing all the money of the organization and putting you in trouble because you lack the sensitivity to be observant. Please, one way to learn is being observant to become successful. You cannot also maximize the year 2025 without growing, and growth must start with you because you cannot give what you don't have. And you can't become that. You can't be which you want to be unless you become it within. So, whatever you want to be, there has to be you within. And you will recall that in December, I think I shared um, the ability for us to have a thinking capacity, to build our thought level, for you to be able to see your future, to be able to experience it. And it must start with you inside. What are you thinking? How are you stretching your brain? How are you stretching the capacity of yourself for the year 2025? Because you cannot do normal things and expect abnormal results. It will not work. If you want to achieve an abnormal result, you must do abnormal things. Your brain must be stretched. Your capacity must be enhanced. Your value and impact must be felt in every area to the point that you become an asset and a brand never to be forgotten. What are you doing to become an asset and not a liability? What are you doing to become a brand that people want to get along with? It has to be you. So you must develop yourself for 2025 for you not to be ignored. Please, you must develop yourself. For the many people, as they start the year, I know many people will be doing spiritual things, which is very good. Doing prayers, particularly for the Christians. Many people will start their prayer and fasting seasons, which is very good. But as much as the spiritual aspect is critical, you must also understand that the physical ones are also very essential. You must be able to build yourself in the areas of where you want to achieve your goals and maximize them well. And this is what I've been doing currently. I have been telling myself and my wife that there is so much more to achieve and to make impact in my life. There is so much to achieve in my current job, even under tough challenges. There is so much to achieve in this leadership program. That is why I look as if I'm begging people. And it's not beg, because I know what this program is meant to be and to impact every one of us. And that's why I'm doing everything, making effort to sit and to bring the best out of it, to make sure that the 1 hour, 30 minutes we spend, we are not wasting each other's time. So I am doing a lot. I am doing a lot to see how I can work in my church to give the best I can in any way, in any environment I find myself. In any community or society, I want to be recognized and to be the best. I want to live. I want to give. Within friends and families, I want to be felt. I am not just set for a better yesterday. I want my today to be much, much better than my yesterday. And if I am able to do mind-blowing things in the areas of charity and support to humanity and friends, to mentors, to people that have impacted my life, I have increased my investment portfolios, I have increased my personal growth for me and my family in the year 2024, then you can imagine how hungry I am for 2025. And if through the grace of God I am this hungry, I want you also to set yourself to be hungry for towards your success. This is the mindset I want every one of us to have. A mindset that we are not ready to let go. A mindset that we have to still keep pushing, keep doing the best that we can to maximize the best of 2025. And the opportunity is here now. This is your opportunity. Today is just the 5th of January. So you just need to articulate all that we have shared. I encourage you again, if you go and read this book, Goals by Brian Tracy, is going to help you a lot. That book will help you a lot. Please find it and read it. And I want to believe that with all that we have shared, Many of us, this has become like an awakening call for those that are sleeping, and for those that their momentum is already high. This is also another nudging to us that yes, there is so much to do this year, and let's go for it. For those on Zoom, probably you may need to either you type in your question on the Zoom chat or you raise up your hand. I changed the setting in Zoom where participant cannot. Okay, I think participant now can unmute themselves. So please, if anyone wants to ask question either on Zoom or WhatsApp, kindly let me know, or you type your question so that we can take question. Okay, I've seen someone says on my side, no question. Thank you so much for this section. It's been very clear and straightforward, sir. Thank you. And this is coming from Desire. Anyone, comments, questions?
Well, I have a question from WhatsApp. I don't know if it's possible.
Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to say thank you very much, Mr. James, for this incredible session that we had today. I think it's very important to achieve this. Yeah. So that is something that I commonly see when people plan. Sometimes they feel because they don't commit up with the goals that they have planned. Second, they don't review the goals that they set in the plan that they did for that specific year. But another thing that I would like to know from you, Mr. James, because I've seen that from where you start to here, all the Sundays you have been with us, and it makes us understand that you plan yourself and you get. I mean, you I don't know how to say today. My English is not good, but my question is, what habits and practices have helped you to stay consistent in achieving your goals? That is something that I would like to know, because we can implement that in our plan so that we can still doing that in order to achieve our goals. I don't know if the question is it's fine for you, Mr. James.
Yeah, thank you so much, Paulo. I think your question is you want to understand how I've been able to be consistent with particularly with the leadership and in achieving my goals, how I've been able to be consistent, right?
Exactly, Mr.
Okay,
James.
Thank you. Yeah. Let me be honest. It's not, nothing is easy. And for many that are close to me, you know that I have a very tough and busy schedules. As much as, okay, so for instance, Paulo, let me use it as an example. So during, Paulo, if I'm not mistaken, between the 23rd of December and the 2nd of January, you and I and two or three members of our team, we've been very busy working on some procurement on our insurance renewals, right?
Yes, Mr. James.
Yes. Now, just to share to people that even though you will still see on my WhatsApp status, you are seeing pictures of myself and family, we were catching fun and all of that. Look, let me be honest with you all. I'm not spending all of my time just on vacation and enjoying myself. During this period from 23rd of December to 2nd of January, myself and my team, you know, as a result of some processes and issues that were going on within my organization in Mozambique, and the challenges that you all know within the crisis in Mozambique, we were super busy. We were super busy doing some procurement. The procurement we worked on, if I'm not mistaken, the value of those procurements, they are more than 3 or 4 different insurance procurements, over $60,000 to $70,000, if I'm not mistaken. Those are the worth of procurements that we did. Now, that is still within this period. Now, I'm just sharing that for you to understand that. And I'm not even in Mozambique. I'm in an unplanned environment. I'm in Eswatini. We thank God for that. And I'm fine where I am. And still, activities are going on. I'm still reaching out to people. You could ask Paulo. Sometimes I will still need to be the one sending you a message that, look, we are waiting for you to sign this document. We are waiting for you. Day 2, they will send me a message. I will tell them, okay, I will do that. Now, how am I able to manage this? I didn't just build it overnight. Let me tell you all the secrets. Honestly speaking, my secret is I observe a lot. I observe what people do and I follow what they do, and it has always helped me. That is one of my fundamental secrets. I learn by observation. I'm just telling you the truth. Now, is it just, and I am intentional on who I'm observing and learning from. So I would always take time to observe and learn from people that I know they are far above. What are they doing? What are they? Look, when I follow people, I follow to understand them to the core. I understand their secrets. I understand, and when I just read at the very. So that has helped me. And over time, as I observe, I began to build discipline on myself. I began to understand what are the things that, how can I manage myself? So I prioritize things. I could have 10 priorities. I am very conscious of how I manage my time. For instance, today, Manchester United and Liverpool is playing football match. I used to be a passionate footballer, but I'm no longer, because it had no value to me. As much as I like football, this is more passionate than me. So I have over time grew now to understand what are the areas that add value to my life. What are the areas that do not add value to my life? I cut relationships. I cut people that don't add value. I cut things that don't add value. So I stay focused on the things that add value to me, and I build momentum to grow on them. So those are my secrets. Another thing I do is that I stretch myself. So no matter how, every day I must learn minimum 2 hours. I must, is a must. Sometimes I learn up to 5, 6 hours. How? I listen to YouTube audios, I listen to podcasts, I listen to audiobooks, I read, I write. And this can be intermittently between the hours of as early as 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. to as late as 12 a.m., depending on how it is. And I make sure that I sleep at least 4 hours or 5 hours within a day. Now, so I still try to manage my health. I don't sleep up to 6 hours, except where it is necessary. I know we have a lot of medical doctors here that will tell me I am, but I'm still young. I don't want to sleep beyond 5 hours, with all due respect, and I feel that it's comfortable for me. Now, these are some of the things I do, and I know there are many of you here that even have a more disciplined life than I do, and you could also share your stories, and we are happy to hear from you. But I'm just sharing this for us to know that one of the things that helped me is that I cut things that do not add value. You see, many of the things I've observed is that many people, we get so distracted with things that do not add value to us. That's one of the fundamental challenges. So somebody today will just call you, oh, I need you now. Let's go here. And you never planned it. You are there. Some things, there are programs I go to when I notice that if it is becoming a situation where it is wasting my time, even if it's church program, with all due respect, there are situations I see that the value is not being added at that particular time, but it's just been a waste of time. I will find time to leave. I am so careful with time. Because I now understood that the best thing I have is 24 hours of my time, and the way I use it is extremely critical. So that has been my success story. And because I know that it works for me, and because I also have people that I look onto, I see my mentors who I still look up onto, and with the level of impact they have achieved, they are still doing much, much than what I'm doing. That gives me the momentum to keep pushing on. So I never felt that I have arrived. Even within my level, I am still stretching myself and learning from those ahead of me so that I can get to where they are. So those are the secrets, Paulo.
Thank you very much, Mr. James. Thank you very much for this.
Thank you. Any other question? And in all of this, please, I will also say I want to thank my wife. She is here also on this platform, and my children. They fully understand me. They are part of my schedules. I've been able to integrate my family into my lifestyle as much as I've also integrated myself into their lifestyle, because we're going towards a priority that would be of value to us. And thanks to my wife, I need to say that she's been very supportive and understanding. Yeah. And that's where you need to have a partnership. So you see where the relationship and partnership is critical. Your spouse is critical in that. If I had a very challenging spouse, maybe it might be another story now. Yeah. Other questions? Okay, if no question, I'm going to assume that we are all fine. And I just want to get just your feedback. If anyone, if I could get just feedback, how did you see the section? Has it been more helpful, productive to you? I would just appreciate if I can get one or two feedbacks from people. How has it been? Was the section today helpful? Great. We're going to continue the next one. The next 2 weeks, we meet once every 2 weeks. Okay, I've seen also in hand raised. Najib, please, you can ask or make your contribution. Najib, you can ask your question. Okay, Augustino, if Najib is not ready, Mr. Augustino, you can ask. Or do I need to unmute them? Let me see.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Okay.
I've been able, yeah, I'm going straight. Actually, it has been insightful and it opens our minds. So some of us who are married, as you also know, that I'm a married man. So understand that in our goals, sometimes the challenge we face is to balance the family life and the professional life. So tell us, how do we go about it? What is the best way? What is your experience in this point?
Okay, thank you, sir. Just to say that for you to balance the family affairs, let your family be part of your journey. So that's the secret. Yourself and your wife and your children, you have to align in terms of your goal. You have to communicate what are your goals, what are your plans with them. So they need to be part of your journey, because once you're able to integrate your family to be part of it, it's going to make the journey easy. And that is what I did. My kids, as young as they are part of this journey. They understand that there is a leadership section. In fact, they will be the one reminding me, Daddy, are you sure it's not time? They are part of my journey. My wife is part of my journey. Now, as much as that, I also try as much as possible in my busy schedule to create some times for them. Now, I will be very objective and honest. I've been a, if it's in time of spending much time with my family, I've defaulted on that. I need to be very honest. And one of my goals in 2025, written down clearly on my family goals, is to spend at least once a week, valuable time with my family, that we would go out, not just being home. So it's part of the goal I've set for 2025. I want to improve on that, so there is an intention, because I understand where I need to improve, and I'm making effort to improve in those areas. So the way I balance it is I try to manage in all of my schedules. I make sure that I reduce any outings that would take my time out away from family. And almost every outing that I need to go, my family is together with me. For instance, after church today, in Eswatini, there was a surprise birthday. I am together with my family, so we were spending time. We visited the family. In fact, we are in Eswatini just 2 weeks, as I said, and it's almost as if we are 1 year already. The number of people we have known, the relationship with BDA is massive. So I spend valuable time with my family. We are always together. In the evenings, I don't have friends. I don't go anywhere. The friends of my friends are my wife's friends. My friends' children are my children's friends. So we try to build that network together. So it's either my kids are around us with their friends. So we just do that. And that has always helped. And the critical part is that my journey and my goal, my wife's journey and my goal, fully aligned, and we work together in that. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. James, for this starter pack. My question is, so this is a question from Zoom. My question is, how does one stay true with their goals to the end? because most of us, we set our goals, especially during the start of the year. But along the way, we get caught up with different activities that were not part of the original goals. So thank you for that question. One thing I'll tell you is stay disciplined. Stay disciplined and build on these 3 C's. I think I shared that. I read it in the book, The Goals, from Brian Tracy. You must be committed, you must complete your goals, and you must close your goals. So any goal you have, one of the biggest challenges is the completion part. So in the 3 C's, the middle one is the challenge. Completion, commitment by starting and committing to it, just like you said. But completion has always been a problem. So that completion, you need to identify what has been the challenge that you've not been able to commit to it. So spend more time, make an effort, prioritize it. I'm going to encourage you, read more books. Read books on goal setting, read books on discipline and how you can prioritize yourself. And please stay connected on this platform, because quarterly basis or on meantime, we're going to be nudging ourselves. So this is a platform that will keep reminding us all to continue to remember our goal setting, and it's going to be a momentum, because you see, we need to be in the right network, in the right relationship that will keep challenging you, and this is one. And the intention we all must have this year is how we can accomplish our goals. So please, let's make that effort. I'm going to encourage you, read the books, Goals by Brian Tracy. You can access it online. If I'll buy it. It's very cheap. It will help you a lot. Set a discipline culture. Don't put too much of goals. Let your goals be specific, measurable, and all of the SMART goals as you can. If it's 2, 3 things, let it be. You don't need to put 10 things. You don't need to put 12 things. Just plan. And that's why I'm saying have a 5-year plan. So your 5-year plan, even if you cannot achieve all of your goals for 2025, if it's part of your 5-year plan, it can still be a continuous thing. Maybe your 5-year plan could be having a degree. The degree could be 2 years. So the key thing is you start 2025. So you may not finish, but you're already doing that. So discipline is critical, a discipline culture, and the discipline will not come from anyone other than yourself. And 2, you being disciplined with your time. Discipline with your time would also be very critical. So I'm going to encourage you for that. I think I have another question. Okay, from Glory, it says, yes, the section today, like any other day, has been so impactful. I am asking God for grace to implement them. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ma, for your time. Regina also said, very interesting and inspiring. Thank you, Regina, for your time also. I think we've already noticed that people are already leaving, and we are also happy to end the section if there are no more questions. Are there any questions? So for those joining us for the first time, we spend 1 hour and 30 minutes. So we do 1 hour for the presentation, and we take questions for 30 minutes, because we want to make it an engaging section, and that's why we do it. And we try to be disciplined within 1 hour, 30 minutes.